Today we're going to be changing the oil in this bad boy. So let me show you what we need and we'll get started. All right, like I said, we're going to be changing the oil in our 24 Ram 2500 6.7 Cummins engine today. There's basically two types of viscosities that you can use in that newer generation, and that's 10W30 or 5W40. Now, 10W30 they recommend in the summer months, and 5W40 in the colder months. Really, that 540 helps with the cold starting. But if you're using a full synthetic like this Shell Rotella T6, 10W30, it's full synthetic, so the temperature range on it's just as good for the same as what the 540 is. That's kind of why I use this. And if you're in the South anywhere like that, or even here in the Midwest, now if you are in a place where you constantly have temperatures below zero, you know, maybe during those months I would run at 540. I don't know, but the 10W30 full synthetic, it has the same temperature range, like I said. Now, I know Mopar likes to complicate things with their part numbers, but that oil filter, it's an MO285. They have another part number they call it, even though that's what they have on their box is an MO285. The air filter we're going to change today. I got a SuperTech because that's the only thing I could find. We're going to put a little washer fluid in there, and you're going to need an oil wrench or, you know, some sort of wrench to get that oil filter off there. It's one of the biggest problems when somebody else changes the oil in my wife's car is they really wrench that sucker down. It's hard to get off. Sometimes you can just use your hand if you're a strong feller. But really, when you tighten that back on there, it's just up there snug and a quarter turn. For the oil pan, get that plug out. Really what it is a 3/8 square. So if you get you a 3/8 ratchet with a 3/8 extension, that's all you'll need to take that oil pan plug out. And then of course I got the old screw gun here to take out the screws on the side of the air filter box, so I can get that out and change out this air filter. The other thing you're going to need besides the 3 gallons or 12 quarts of oil, something to catch the old oil in. So you're going to need something big enough to be able to hold 12 quarts or 3 gallons of oil. And then another little optional thing that I like to use, if you don't have a garage where you have a lift or anything like that, or something that you can get up high and get a little creeper under, is a piece of cardboard. You know, you put that down on the ground. You don't get all dirty if you have a gravel driveway or something like that. That really helps with the stones and everything. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get this oil catch pan in place. Make sure you remove the plug, open the vent. This is where we need that 3/8 wrench and extension. So we can get under here and loosen this bolt. Now we just put our extension, our 3/8 extension up in there, in that plug hole, and pop her loose. Make sure that your catch pan is nice and ready underneath there, and then we unscrew her. And drain the oil. Oh. Make sure it'll catch it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and loosen up that top there, and that's where I tell you it'll tell you to either use 10W30 in the warm months or 5W40 in the cooler months. I'm gonna go ahead and sort of leave that rest there so no little bugs or anything crawl down in there, but it'll let the oil drain out of there faster. So while we're waiting for that oil to drain, I'm going to take the screw gun. We're going to remove these 6 screws that go around the outside here, which I've already loosened some of them up just so we can, you know, kind of get that out of there a little bit faster. But the other thing I like to do to make it a little bit easier is with this band, if you loosen that up on there and then you pop off the hose or whatever, it makes it a lot easier getting this piece out of here. Then that way you can get to that filter just a little bit easier. And so we'll shove this up here and out of the way. Get this old filter out. Yeah, looks like it needed changed. So we got that old filter out, and this new filter is going in right in its place. Pop that back down in there. Make sure it's seated. And then we can stick our cover back on. And then we can also get our intake hose back on there. Get her all ready, and we can tighten back up the connections on this hose, put the screws back in, and be good to go. And then we'll move on to the next step. You might need an extension for this other one. All right, let's move on to the next step. So right there's the next piece of the puzzle that we have to get to. And this is basically located right behind your passenger side tire, and up underneath, which I will show you, is a place where there's a little tray that catches the oil that comes out of there and funnels down to where you can put your pan down there to catch that oil. And I'll show you that here. So right up here is the little place where I told you that the oil would come out of for your oil filter. So you'll want to put your oil pan underneath that in order to catch anything that dumps out of that oil filter when you're draining it before you can pull it out from the tire well. But what we're going to have to do, and some people say that if you turn this tire inward, it makes it easier to get to. If you keep it straight, I think it's just about the same. But we're going to have to get our wrench back in there and loosen that, take it loose, and take it out. So here's how we do that. So you take your filter wrench, and it's a little bit difficult to get it in there because of this hose that's right there. So you might have to finagle a little bit. Like I said, sometimes depending on who did it last, you might be able to take it loose by hand. But if you had somebody who just really ironed it on there, you know, it can be difficult to get her loose. But once you break it loose like that, then you can obviously reach in there and switch it by hand. But what you're going to want to do when you get it loose is try not to drop it first, but hold on to it. But you're going to have to tip it inside so it'll hit that little tray in there and go down into that little catch pan we got underneath. And then you can pull it out through the wheel well here. Get back into it here. So sometimes it might be better switching depending on if you're left-handed or right-handed. I'm right-handed, so I just switched to my right hand here, and it just popped off. So I got a hold of it. I'm going to tip her over here. Let some of it drain out here, and yep, it's going in that little catch pan down there. where I feel like I'm not going to make a total mess. I'll let it drain out here a little bit, and then I'll pull it on out, and then we'll put the new one in. All right, pulling her on out there. Sometimes it's good to have you a little rag handy so you can wipe off any little bits you might have gotten anywhere else in there. All right, let's grab the new one, and we'll put that one back in there. For your new filter here, what you're going to want to do is take her out of the box, of course, but you're going to get your new oil, and you're going to want to get just a little bit on your finger there, so that you can stick around that new gasket on there. And then when you've got that done, you're ready to stick her in there. Then you go and put her back in. So it's a nice shallow hole that they've got, that you pulled her out through, and then you got her in. And then basically, once you get it inside there, you can tip it up, and then basically put your fingers underneath of it, and then feel around until you can feel the center go into that little bolt, and then just use your thumb to rotate around on the filter to tighten it on there. And then once you get it started, of course, then you can switch to however you want. But the easiest thing is use your four fingers to hold it up there, and then use your thumb to rotate it to get it on there, which I seem to be having trouble doing. All right, we got her on there. Rotate it around. So it gets up there, and it's kind of stops, and then you'll just want to go a quarter turn more, and that's it. Here we are back up underneath the truck. Looks like everything's kind of drained out. Just put the bolt back in there. Just thread her in there hand tight. Now wipe everything kind of clean. And then there is a torque spec on this. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. If I figure it out, I'll stick it up there. But for the most part, just get her tight. You should be good to go. Now, what does make it nice with a 6.7 turbo diesel Cummins is that it takes 12 quarts or 3 gallons. So you can buy the 1 gallon jugs, 3 of them, and that's what you put in there. I had a 6.7 Power Stroke, and it took 13.2 quarts. So you had to kind of really figure out what you were doing when it came to that, instead of just using the 3 gallons or the 12 quarts with this one. So basically what I do is I just dump 2 of them in there, dump most of the third in there, start checking it, and go from there. There's one down. Now it does help if you get you a little step ladder, because it is a little bit higher. You can do it from the ground. It's a lot more convenient if you get a step ladder. So that's what I'm currently using right now, is a step ladder. So we got 2 in there. Here's the third. We're going to put most of that in there, and then we're going to check it and see exactly how much more we have to go. Now, we did not pre-fill the oil filter, which some people are big upon that. It's not necessarily necessary, but you can do that. But the engine will fill itself on its own once you start it. So it's not really necessary. Plus, with the diesel, it's on the Cummins where that filter's at. It's hard to fill it before you put it in there without making a gigantic mess. So it was just a little bit low, but once we start it and it fills up that oil filter, it's going to take the rest of it. So like I said, you can basically just dump all 3 gallons in there and you're good to go. If you had a different engine, you might have to get you one of those things that helps calibrate exactly how much you're putting in there, because they don't exactly fill them to everybody's same specifications. The one thing that I said we were going to do, and I almost forgot about, was put in a little bug juice for the windshield washer. You can use a funnel to do this, but freehand's a little bit easier. You're really not going to make too big of a mess. It's just windshield washer fluid. We checked for leaks. Everything looks good there. We'll check the level one more time, halfway there. So I think we're good to go. There you have it. There's the oil change on a 24 Ram 2500 6.7 Cummins engine. Looks like we'll be changing the fuel filters here sometime soon. So look forward to that. But as always, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell if you want to see more things like this. And even give me some comments of other stuff that you would like to see in the future. But thank you. Bye bye now.